Hello, everybody. It has been a very long time, about a month since we've been on. Been
Yeah.
super busy, and I apologize for being very much later than I planned tonight, but we had to run to my mom and dad's and take care of some stuff there. So we try to get back as soon as possible, and so I do apologize, but thank you for joining us. How are you been, Heather?
I'm overall I'm fine. My lungs still aren't great, but hanging in there, trying to get better every day.
Well,
Some days
that's
are
good to
better than
hear.
others.
You know, and I'm very thankful that you're starting to feel better even more, even though you are struggling. Got to take the good with the bad, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's great to hear that you're doing a lot better.
Well, thank you. How about you?
Oh, we've been so busy. So busy. We went camping for Memorial Weekend, and we were supposed to have internet, and we did not. So, um,
Now, is that the place where Tommy had said that things were not good?
Jellystone in
Yeah.
Wisconsin Dells. I do not recommend it to anybody. It was horrible. It was one of the worst experiences camping I've ever had.
That's
Um,
awful.
yeah, and so let's just say they don't have a very good review. Not from us. And there's a lot of people that were not very happy for Memorial Weekend with them. So, um, what's the hope? Wait, what? Your husband's being sassy. Hello, Dwayne. So let's say hi to everybody that is in chat. Hello, Aunt Kelly. Why so late? Because I've been super busy. Had to run to my mom and dad's and take care of some stuff. We worked on a trailer. I got sunburnt from that. Well, we didn't have to. We decided that we were going to work on my dad's trailer and repaint it and stuff like that. And well, I got sunburnt to the point where it was really painful. And so did a lot of painting, a lot of yard work. Holy cow, did we have to do a lot of yard work. And it went from being cold to super hot. So the heat has not been our friend.
It's shocking to the system.
Yeah, and it's humid, so it stinks. Just absolutely stinks. Hello, I think that's James. Serenity Journey. I think that's James. It's been a while. Hello, Barbara. How are you doing? Um, at least Pixie Dust. At least you are here now, and that's all that matters. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Um, hello, Susanna. How are you doing? Dwayne's like, duh, redhead. So I'm also dealing with hives from the sun. So yeah, it's been a wild, crazy journey the last few weeks, but all in
You need
all,
to stay inside.
I can't. I went from being inside all the time, not wanting to go outside, and to wanting to be outside. So I just have to get my body, I think, prepped for it a little sooner than later.
Sunblock.
Oh,
Put some
yeah,
of
well,
that ginger cologne on.
right? For sure, for sure. Um, okay, so you will people will notice that I wanted to let everybody know this as well. People will notice that they don't have a wrench. Um, I do have a few people that still have wrenches, but please do not take it personal. I'm going through and revamping the channel. And then me and Heather are going to get together sometime this week, hopefully, as long as everything goes okay. We're going to sit down and we're going to discuss topics and stuff that we can do for the show. It's still going to be a safe place. We're still going to address anything that people are struggling with, but we kind of want to, we've talked about this before, but we kind of want to like focus down more on specific things when it comes to mental health. So, so we're going to try to get together sometime this week and discuss that. And then any questions people have, any ideas, any suggestions, please don't be afraid to put them down below in the comment section after the live is over. That way I can go back and look and see, what people have or what direction people would really like the show to go in. I know we have a lot of squirrel moments. I know that, so I want to kind of like narrow it down some more. So, and then other than that, I mean, that's pretty much what I wanted to bring to everybody's attention this evening. Mental health chat and then updates on what we're going to do. And so, any ideas? You have anything you wanted to add, Heather?
Beth got me curious about OCD. It'd be interesting to learn more about that.
Yeah, for sure. And anybody who's struggles with any type of mental health, get a hold of us, me or Heather, and we will set up something for you guys to come on and share and discuss and kind of enlighten us.
Yes.
And break the stigma of what that particular mental health thing is.
You know what I think we probably all do, at least I do. Like talking with Beth about OCD. Of course, I knew what OCD was as far as like the umbrella term, but talking with her about more specifics, we always want to put things in a nice, tidy box, and life isn't that way. And so in learning about the broader scope, because after I talked with Beth, I had some childhood memories, and I was like, oh my gosh, I get it now. Because I had a friend. This was back in like 83. Were you even born yet?
I was 3.
Oh, that's right. You were born in 80. I had this friend with OCD. I knew that there was obsessive components, but as far as what it was, I had no idea. Of course, just a kid in the 80s. But like I said, I had these memory flashes, and I understood what was going on all of these years later. We're talking, nearly 40 years. Oh, that hurt. Nearly 40 years later, I finally have an understanding of what was going on. And it, how you don't expect that in life, but once in a while it happens.
Yep.
So just greater understanding. And of course, with understanding, hopefully comes tolerance and maybe even compassion. Yep. And I think that even though we all have our own thing going on, we need to remember that other people have their thing going on too.
Yeah.
And learning about it, it's not going to hurt anyone, just broadening the horizons.
Right. So hello, Let's Play, and Craig. Yes, Craig. Holy cow. I was going to call him Greg. I know his name is Craig.
It was just coming out wrong.
It's because Tommy always messes with him. So all of a sudden I had Tommy's voice in my head saying his name wrong. But anyway, so up on this.
That is a good question.
On the panel here, it says, seriously, somebody came in here talking about suicide. What would you say? We have had that happen. This is how I personally look at it. And I know everybody is different. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary situation. So if you are feeling that way, please reach out to somebody. I always talk about support buddies and stuff like that. Get a good support system, people that you are comfortable with opening up to, um, and share with them what's going on. Also, let me find the
Yeah, I was gonna say
number.
you usually say our disclaimer and then you do
Yep.
put up that.
Yep, and we do have a National Suicide Prevention Hotline banner that, um, when somebody does come in talking about it, I put this up for them so that, because me personally, um, I've had suicidal ideation, and I know how scary that is, but I opened up, I communicated to Tommy and to my support system, and they were able to help me through it. But I know not everybody has that. So this number here that's scrolling at the bottom is somewhere that people can reach out to 24/7 to talk to somebody that could possibly help them. So, again, I'll leave it scrolling up, or scrolling down at the bottom, so that people can see it, whoever may need it. Um, Dwayne says, I have a thing going on. What?
I don't know what the hell his problem is.
I don't know. And Craig says, I've been called a lot worse than Greg. Trust me. I know. I know. I was around. And Barbara's right. We aren't professionals. We are just people who struggle and deal with our own mental health. And so use the hotline, but we are still here if you just want to talk about it, and we will listen, um, and go from there.
Well, I
So,
feel like we're mainly here um, as students ourselves wanting to
mhm,
learn and just
exactly.
sharing what we're learning with others when we have a guest or do some homework.
Right. And that's why
And
it's so important to put your suggestions, your comments down in the comment, not comic, comment section. Oh, it's a tongue twister tonight. So that way we can do research. We can, try to do what we can to help steer you in the right direction. Because me and Heather both, we know what it's like to struggle every day. I mean, I have, videos where I have talked and opened up about my past, not in great detail, but enough detail to know, for others to know that, um, there is a wonderful light at the end of the tunnel. And
which
no,
tunnel are we talking about here?
well, okay, so I personally went from being somebody who couldn't walk out of my house unless I was going to the doctor's or to the grocery store, having my windows closed, to now me wanting to be outside, hence the sunburn. But it was a long struggle. And for me, I feel that that is such a great accomplishment for my mental health personally. And let me tell you, some days it is still a big struggle, but I have my support team to help me get through that. Sometimes I don't, and I will be honest, sometimes I don't like how they say it, but they know when they need to be that way with me. And so, um that's why, we have this, we share. It's like group therapy without a therapist. And so, and I love that term, for the simple fact that if something didn't work for me, I have a place I can go and reach out and be like, hey, does anybody else have any ideas? And you get to share. You get to share things that have helped you, things that haven't helped you. And we do talk about medications, but we do not tell you you need to go take this medication or that medication. We just share with you the types of medication. Like if somebody asks a question about a medication in chat, which we've had, me and Heather, if we've been on it, we'll tell you the 100% honest truth
of our experience.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. Just
Yeah.
what extends to ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Have a good night, Aunt Kelly. Much love. Let's Play said that's an amazing answer. I didn't expect that. Thank you.
That's a great compliment right there. That's very kind.
That is very kind. Craig says, I'm just gonna call him Landshark. Because I keep wanting to call him Greg. He says, as long as that light at the end of the tunnel is not the train coming out. Really? You sound like Dwayne now.
Oh no.
And Landshark's right. Everyone learns from their own and others' experiences. Exactly. Hello, the comfortable life. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hello, Sharon. How are you doing? Oh, and another thing I wanted to share with everybody is because Friday through Monday evening, we are pretty busy during the summer. So, any suggestions on what time would be a good time to go live for the mental health stuff? Please let me know down in the comments below. And that's another thing that Heather and I are going to discuss, see which day during the week would be easier. And it might end up being like a swing day. Does that make sense?
Like it alternating?
Yeah. So like if we're not busy on Tuesday, we'll do it Tuesday. If we're not busy on Monday, we'll do it Monday. I know it's kind of a pain, but with being so busy, I just kind of want to leave that open. I mean, we're going to try to do it on the same night every week, but if we can't, then we're going to probably do a swing time. And I know that Sharon and JC paper
Isn't it paper plate?
Yeah, paper plate.
Are you getting paper plate in pieces of 8 switched around in your head?
I think so. I'm telling you, it's only been a couple weeks. You would think I have this all down since we've been doing this for so long, but let me tell you, it's a struggle. Really, Dwayne. Only Dwayne. You see that? So you're gonna be swingers. Uh-huh. Nice, Dwayne. Nice. So
we're too cute to be swingers.
Exactly. Dwayne, you open the floodgates. Everyone's doing auctions now. Hey, Glenn, how you doing?
How many years has it been since Dwayne started the auction? Let's see. It was when we were living here. We've been here for 4 years. So yeah, has it been 4 years or 3?
Yeah, I was going to say about 4 years.
And we did it for a year and a half. Or now was that it? It felt like longer. Maybe it was. I don't think it was 2.5 years, was it? See, my memory
I know it was at least 2 years.
Okay, so then it would have been 2.5 years because he started in the spring, we ended it in the fall. But my memory was crap. I swear to you that I'm having COVID brain. And my personal feelings is that for some people who get COVID, I think it's going to turn into like an autoimmune issue, sadly. But yeah, my memory, my words are just struggling more so. Maybe it's the lack of oxygen because I'm not breathing so well,
Do you do your nebulizer?
I don't have one. I wonder if I need to get one. Dwayne has his oxygen because he has his sleep apnea, and I have my own thing that I got when we were sick. And then it's really, really sexy. My friend, she refers to this as the second blow. That thing.
Oh, yes, I hated
Yeah, because I gave it to, or Dwayne and I gave it to a friend of ours, horribly. She ended up in the hospital for several days. And she is not doing well because she had underlying health problems, of course, because that's typically who gets it the worst. And so we talk about like where we're at now in the stage of recovery, and it just both she and Dwayne had said to me, I've never felt so old in my life. And so This has been a bizarre thing.
Yeah.
And honestly, we never have been so old in our lives. But
I remember having to use that after my spleen stuff. I hated that thing.
It helps. So, and I'm not having any abdominal pain, which I'm sure that was really hard when you were having that and you're supposed to use it and you're already in pain. So that makes, that changes the game when you're in pain.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Barbara said, summer can get crazy. Just do pop-ups if needed. Well, I know they're definitely needed for everyone and for us as well. So we will definitely have to work out something so that we can continue to do this for y'all and for ourselves. So, yes, Dwayne, I did hear the echo. I did turn down my sound again. So, hopefully that fixed it. So, yeah, probably just a few more minutes and then we're probably going to head off. Like I said, I'm very tired. I need a shower. I was going to take a shower before I went live, but we were running so behind.
Going through another phase in writing, learning about writing. I should have what I call it, my learning to write journey. I've been it sounds silly, but seriously, I've been researching characters that are video game, magazine, or not magazine, but comic book and RPG. And since it's really nerdy people who get into these things, I have come upon fictional characters that are more interesting than some people I've met in real life.
Oh, wow.
Because they can get really detailed. So as nerdy as that sounds, I have actually learned a lot through studying up on different kinds of characters that way. So
let's play. Thank you for stopping in. You have a wonderful, amazing evening. Have a very blessed week and hope to see you again soon.
Absolutely. And thank you for bringing up a very serious and important question.
For sure. For sure. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Yes, you do. We can smell you through the street. My dad and Tommy were picking on me. It's like, we gotta go. I have to take a shower. And I took one this morning, but it has been so hot. So it was 92 degrees today.
And 1,000,000% humidity.
Yes, with a real feel of 102.
Yuck.
I literally.
How do they do that? They do the wind chill factor too. It's it's 30 degrees, but it feels like 2 degrees. It's then just say it's 2 degrees.
Hey, B Davy. He's like, they say, hey, strangers. I know, right? It's so weird to be live again after being off for so long. But thank you for joining. It's good to see you. So, I'm kind of excited in the new chapter with what we're going to do with the show and the channel. And like I said, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I just want to make sure everybody understands it's still going to be a safe place for everyone who needs it. We're just going to start focusing more on certain topics and spend some time on those so that we can bring light and break the negativeness with it. And so, aw, Susanna, I love Susanna. You know Susanna, Heather?
No, but she just looking at her and hearing the comments she makes, she seems to be a very fun person.
Oh, she's amazing. So in the mornings, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm on with Susanna, Julie, and Paul Antonelli, and we do the brunch bunch. And so she's just amazing, absolutely amazing. They all are. So I
That's
do
great.
have the link down below. Let me double check to make sure that that's going to take you guys to link.
When you guys are doing that, I'm still asleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the link down in the description below, where it's at the very bottom, it says brunch bunch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Paul Antonelli. There's the link. If you guys could like click on that, sub, come hang out, and let me know that if you haven't already, let me know that you guys saw it on my channel so that I know it's working. Um, but yeah, Susanna and Julie and Paul, they're amazing people, and they're like a different part of my support system. And so, like, you talk about your main support system, and then, you have your little branches of support system. Heather's part of my support system, Dwayne's part of my support system, and Tommy, he's the biggest support system that I have. And let me tell you, sometimes he's got to get right down and say, hey, knock your shit off. And I'm like, okay, but I expect that from him. So, and I love him for it. But so they're like a different form like a branch off of my support system that helps me in the mornings, because a lot of times mornings are really hard for me personally. So being on the brunch bunch show, it makes me laugh, it makes me smile. I'm hanging out with awesome people, and then at night I get to hang out with Heather and Dwayne, and so it's pretty awesome. So definitely it's important to have a good support team. So
Absolutely.
Dwayne says a real possible topic is sexual harassment and how it affects mental health. That's really a very good one, Dwayne.
Is
That
this
is
going to be
really,
confession hour where I have to apologize to every male coworker I've ever had?
I don't know. But it is. It's a very good topic. Dwayne, make sure you put that down in the comments below so that I remember it, or I probably won't. Because I did have a list of different topics that I was writing down, and I lost the list. Go figure. That would be me. Susanna says, we surround ourselves with people that fill us up with awesomeness. Exactly. Exactly. Hello, Cliff. How are you doing, my friend? Long time no see. It's been a very long time, even before we took our break. So it's really good to see you as well. He says, hey, Des and Heather. And Susanna says, Heather, I would be right behind you.
There seriously is a manager that I tormented. We were close in age, and he embarrassed easy. And for me, that's just open season. And I'm a man that gets embarrassed easily. I cannot help myself.
Whoa. That's hilarious.
This was, a very long time ago. I would like to say I have greater maturity now.
She'd like to say it.
Did you hear Tommy?
Yep.
I was just like, I don't know. And then I heard Tommy. He moved his chair certain way, so I knew he was going to say something slick. The comfortable life said, "Yeah, our wife and our children are our support group." That's awesome. That is pretty awesome. Got rained out at work. Finally able to catch a show. Awesome, awesome. Cliff, if you'd go back to the beginning, it'll explain everything that's going on. If you have any ideas or any suggestions, or you would like to be on the channel, on the panel, put it down in the comments below after the live. That way I can contact you, or you can get a hold of me on Facebook. We're Facebook friends too. So, Susanna says, we women get away with a lot.
And, my
Like
daughter, we
right,
should have my daughter come on a show. She works with all men, and she had to inform them that they weren't allowed to touch her. That should be a non-issue. That should not be something that she had to say. It's absolutely absurd and ridiculous and horrible at any time, but especially right now when we're supposed to be more conscientious of these things. But she had to do that. So, yeah, I'm going to ask her if she wants to come on.
There you go. There you go.
I wonder if it's worse, even though it's getting more attention. I don't think it's gotten better.
I'm not sure.
I haven't worked for a long time, but from what I've heard and seen, of course, a lot of it depends on what you do, but so much of it, again, so old. A lot of it is common decency and treating another person, which has greatly diminished.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. Although I was in Salt Lake last week, it was so weird. First, a man held the door open for me to enter the restaurant. And then another man held the door open for me to exit. And I'm like, man, this is the Twilight Zone. Is it because people are finally able to go outside and, their lessons that they were taught from their mother have come back or something?
Maybe.
But, of course, both times I thanked them. And I there were two lines going on, and the people behind me, I told them to go ahead, jump in the shorter one, because how you kind of line up, and then, how you can, anyway, I'm like, go ahead, I'll just, so I did my politeness too. And just, it's tiny and yet it's not. My mother had her stories of how when she was a kid living in Salt Lake, and they just used public transportation when she was little. And she said that anytime a woman and kids would get on the bus, the men would automatically stand up so that they would have somewhere to sit. And that's like totally anti-women's lib, I guess. But seriously, just that kind of thoughtful mindset. What's wrong with that?
Things have been lost along the way in the different generations. Every generation is definitely way different than the one before. And when you try to teach good morals, good proper etiquette, not everybody's doing it, but the ones that are, it's like fewer and fewer people are teaching it. So when you teach it, it goes right out the door because nobody else is doing it. So it's like this big mess thing.
When my kids got to be like elementary age and we're going over to friends' houses, and and especially this was noticeable with my oldest, or the one that I remember the best because it was first time experiences. But when I had parents let me know how well behaved he was, and just his manners, I'm like, can you send that kid home? But right. I was so happy to hear when when they're just like, he's so polite. I'm like, he is? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we get those compliments about our kids too, and we're like,
you talking about my kids?
exactly. You just kind of look at them, you're like, thank you. I guess something stuck. Okay, so I did put up a paper plate fan. That's JC. I did put his link in the channel because he also does a mental health live during the week when he can. So that is also a safe place to go. Amazing people there. It's him and Sharon, and they have specific topics as well as what we're going to try to do. And I do say try, but we are going to work really hard at it. So, so if you could make sure you subscribe to him as well, that would be amazing. Hey, Melissa. Yes, I am a cherry tomato. I've had a lot of sun in a very short time, and I learned my lesson. I gotta pace myself.
Breaking out the sunblock.
Yep. Have a good and wonderful rest of your evening, Glenn. Thank you for stopping by, and have a beautiful rest of your week. Susanna says, I find older people more rude.
They get mean as they get old.
But I have a theory on that. Does anybody want to hear my theory on that?
Because being old sucks. They're sick of everyone's bullshit.
Exactly. Because of the fact that their generation is different than the generations they have to deal with now. The kids are rude. People are ruder now. I hope that's a word.
Ruder?
Ruder.
More rude? I don't know.
Rude. That's it. More rude than they were when they were, young. They tend to get really grouchy, and because they're sick of dealing with the crap.
You know what I
think
found?
that's anybody.
In dealing with the public back in the day, I found that old people, for some reason, have a hard time with the proper assertive behavior. It's really bizarre. You know what I have had is like when old people are in back of me in the grocery store, let me know I'm being in line, not doing it, I'm doing it wrong. And it's like, what? Like when some lady said that I must not know how to count because of how many groceries were on the conveyor belt for the 15 items or less. I'm like, that's not my stuff. That's his stuff. I got 5 things. Yeah. And it's like, mind your own business.
Cliff says there's
just a weird thing.
Don't run out.
Yeah. But when it's like still, Bambi's, or no, it was Thumper's mother. If you don't have anything nice to say,
don't say nothing at all. Yep.
Keep your damn yap shut.
Melissa says, I'm old but nice, LOL. I honestly, like me and Tommy both, we tend to connect better with people who are older than us than people who are our age and younger. And we're at that like line where
that line of stepping over from being you are not a spring chicken anymore. Or I think of the song this is a funny memory from my dad. I know I've shared not so funny memories, but he would sing obnoxious songs, and one of them was the old gray mare. The old gray mare ain't what she used to be. And so those lyrics will come into mind. And it's like, oh, I think I know what he's talking about now. But it's like, you know what it is? Okay, this is exactly what it is. For me, and soon for you, I'm going from the mother stage to the crone stage of life, with the triple goddess.
Yep.
How you got the maid and the mother,
I
the
just
crow,
think about that for a second. I'm like, oh
and
crap.
and
Melissa says, I was like that too, Des, till I got old. And then Dwayne's like, damn it, I resemble that remark, Des. I didn't say all people our age. I said most people our age we don't get along with. We tend to get along with older people. And I wasn't calling you old, Dwayne, because you're only like a month older than Tommy.
no, Tommy and I are closer in age.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's 49 and Dwayne's 50.
Yeah, and
So maybe it's a year.
so
I don't know.
he turned
knew
40.
I knew this.
Oh wait, yeah, he turned 49 in December.
Yep.
Okay, so no, he and Dwayne are closer in age because then Dwayne turned 50 in January, and I won't be 49 till September. But that's something else. I really feel like our COVID was kind of a life-changing moment because it was so awful. But as Dwayne and I are laying there in bed talking about we could actually die from this, and it was such a weird thing to experience. And we hit our 25-year anniversary from when we met during all of that. I'd shared with you. I'm like, man, we've been through a lot, and this is just one more thing. And it felt like we have come a long way. And because when you tell people 25 years, people are like, wow, 25 years, that's a long time. It's like, I know.
Yeah, but I know people who've been together for like 80 years. I've met people who have been, and you're looking at that like, holy crap, were you like 8 when you got together?
Yeah, I've known. There are people who are childhood sweethearts, but sure.
Susanna's like, and they hit you in your shins with the carts and look at you like, well, get out of the way.
Okay.
I have seen that. But you never know what they had to deal with before they did that to you and came into your vicinity. Not saying it's a good thing, but you never know what somebody's dealing with.
What you say to old people is, okay, I want to watch you go master the self-checkout.
Right? Not saying that it's okay for them to do that because that's very wrong, but there's always two sides to every situation.
Both my daughter and my sister have worked in the big box stores, and old people don't know how to do the self-checkout, and the corporations want the stores to encourage people to do checkouts, and it's like, didn't you look at your demographic? There's old people here. They don't learn these things.
Susanna's like, that's well shit. Don't take it out of my shins. Right? And like I said, it's not okay for them to do it. But you also gotta like kill them with kindness. That's what my mom always said. If somebody's being mean to you or rude, just kill them with kindness because it'll drive them nuts and they'll go away.
Oh yeah, like when someone doesn't like you and so you're like uber friendly to them. That's always entertaining for me because I like to mess with people at times. Yeah.
Dwayne said he finally figured out the self-checkout.
Yeah, I go with him and do it. I was a cashier.
So I was a cashier at one point in my life, and Tommy does it way faster than I do now.
That was my most favorite job. It was not easy, but it really was. And because after a while, because it was where we used to live, and at that time I'd been there for a decade and had gone to different schools and worked different places. But it just became, I would just stand and gossip all day with the ladies who would come in. And so I got paid to stand there and chat all day long. So I loved it. And
Susanna kill them a warning of them going to a nursing home.
And that is not a threat, man. You
See,
know?
I saw a bumper sticker once that said, "Be nice to your children, they pick your nursing home."
Yeah.
And it always stuck with me. And I was like, oh, crap.
That's what my oldest son always says. We'll pick you a good nursing home. You know, I never ever thought in a million years my mother would be in one. You know, you
Yeah,
just don't know what the future holds.
exactly.
And so, yeah,
Melissa,
we joke about those kinds of things because everybody's horrified of it.
right. I worked in a nursing home. I know the behind the scenes crap. Let me tell you, I do not want to be put in a nursing home. That's just
Oh,
me, though.
no one ever does. Yeah, that's for sure. Everybody wants
Melissa
to.
said before that that actually happened to her where somebody hit her in the shins with their cart. So she said, I turned around and said, don't do it again or I'll take my mask off, I swear.
That's beautiful. That is awesome. And what was it? Something else my dad would say that he hoped to die somewhere right in between. Um, what a shame and what a blessing. So I don't know where he was on that scale.
DC Cliff's comment, he's like, potential insult for ornery old person. Go check an email.
But see, we're also of the age where, because like I say, I've been learning more also about how to use programs on my laptop. You know, things that have been around for like 25 years, but I'm finally learning them. But our generation, knows how to use a computer, but we also know how to read. What do you call it? Cursive. I blanking on the word. Yeah, because I'm talking about my kids don't know how to read cursive.
Yeah, they don't teach it anymore.
My oldest son knows how to do a stick shift. In fact, here's something funny. So his father taught me how to drive. And then when Ian was learning to drive, Dwayne had a stick shift. So he and I both learned how to drive a stick together because there was this industrial road behind where we lived, and at night no one was on it, and it was 3 miles there to the other end and back. And so we just would go back and forth as we both practiced with the stick shift.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was just one of those funny full circle things, I guess.
I'm pulling up a picture. I'm going to show you what I learned how to drive a stick in.
I can only drive a stick barefoot. I cannot drive one with my shoes on. I've never mastered that. I haven't driven a stick for like a decade. Ooh, that's a beautiful car right there.
It's a 1995 Chevy Camaro. That's what I learned how to drive a stick on.
Yeah, I learned how to drive a stick on a bare bones Kia something. And like it had the crank windows. They don't even make those now. I don't know how Dwayne got a hold of it. And I think that was the car that the door wouldn't always work. So you'd have to climb in and out of it, Dukes of Hazzard style. And as a mother of 3, and I'm doing that, I weighed a whole lot less but yeah, it wasn't cool. And I think that was the car that we had to push start yeah, it was because of being a stick. Yeah, there were times we had to push start it. I'm telling you, we have been through some humble times.
My mom was telling me that she had I don't remember what kind of car it was, but it was a stick. And we drove from West Palm Beach to Jacksonville, North Carolina. And it had blocks or something holding it up. And like it was a hoopty, a really bad hoopty. And I was like, and we didn't have an issue. She's like, oh, we just had to make sure we parked on a hill so that I can let it roll start.
Oh my gosh, being on a hill at a red light in a stick, that is the worst. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that happened to me in Salt Lake once. That was the worst.
Oh, wow. So the comfortable life, we figured out the checkout too. We let our wife ring the stuff up. Melissa says, good folks, great chatter tonight. Thank you.
So,
Susanna says,
Good Life, are
Des,
they a triad or something going on there?
what's
Because
up?
is the Good Life a triad? Because they said we twice now instead of I, or wives. It was we and then plural and then wife singular. So yeah, is that a triad going on? If so, I want to hear about that.
I think they
I'm not
always wrote like
shopping, but I'm
that.
curious. I'm curious about all human behavior.
Yeah, I think they've always wrote like that. Um, and never really
Because in
thought about it.
reality, like if you had two men in your bed, they would just lay there and both fart at you all night long. That would be the reality of being in a triad with two men. My neighbor said that she and her husband were having a bed divorce. They've been together since junior high, but um, just their sleeping habits have become so different that
Yeah.
and you know the kids leaving home, and so they sleep in separate beds now. But yeah, bed divorce.
Isn't that called like a thrumple or something? I don't
A
know. We were
throuple?
watching a TV
Yeah,
show
yeah.
about
There
it.
can be whether it's a triad or a throuple.
Well,
Yeah.
see, it wasn't about that specifically. It was they were buying a house and they were counting how many times they said that word in the show in that episode. I think they
The
said it like
drinking.
50 some times. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, well, we know that you're a group couple thing. We don't need to hear the word every 5 seconds.
It's like, yeah, we get
So
it. Get over it. You know what I have found? Oh, this is, I don't know. This is not politically correct to say. Is it okay if I share it? This is my experience. This is not judgment, just what I have sometimes. And it's the women seem to be worse in wanting if they have a same sex partner and wanting the world to know. And it's like, yeah, we get it. And you know what? We don't care. Get over it. We have. Because, you know, like we've talked about, I was raised to think that that was wrong. And then as a teenager, I decided that I didn't care. I wasn't going to judge. It wasn't my business.
right.
But I think you still do kind of the the lesbian pride thing, and it's like, okay. But you know, I few people impress me, so or shock me.
I think it's more shock than impressed.
Yeah, and it's like, sorry, not gonna shock me.
Susanna says, Des, my mother stayed with me for a week. By day 3, I stopped in front of a nursing home, told her to get out. She was home. She stopped being mean to me. True story. Oh, I got to
Oh,
try that. Well, we've told the kids if they don't start listening that they were going to be adopted out, right?
oh, I used to threaten to call DCFS on my own children all the time.
We got in the truck one day and they were being brats. Oh, were they being brats, driving us nuts. So we're like, get your shoes on, get in the car. And they're like, where are we going? It's a surprise. So they got in the vehicle and they were still fighting. And Tommy's like, they're like, where are we going? Tommy's like, I'm taking and dropping you off so you can be adopted by another family. They instantly stopped.
Yeah, I used to threaten to drop my kids off of a corner somewhere, or I'd tell them that if DCFS caught word of how messy the rooms are, they'd be taken away. I tried that on my adult son that's still home. It didn't work.
Cliff said there's a YouTube channel out there. When he tries reading cursive, he always says, I can't speak cursive.
I can't speak cursive. That's cute. That is really funny.
Wow.
Yeah, when my kids get birthday cards, so was with that John, Dwayne? I think that was with John. But anyway, yeah, it's gone.
Cliff
I'm
said
really with that one now.
he learned stick on a 1971 Ford F-150 with no brakes and no parking brake. I learned in a damn hurry how to plan your turn.
Right. Hey, my first car was a 1970 Toyota, and it if there were enough people in it, you could make it rock. And my brother did put a stereo because it came with an AM, and no air conditioning, just the heater. But the best, the speedometer didn't work, but you knew how fast you're going by how much the car rattled and shook. And the best part was the windshield wipers. When you would crank down the window, pull out the button, reach out and get them going. That was good. That was good times.
Okay, the Comfortable Life said DID. That's dissociative identity disorder,
Yes.
otherwise known as multiple personality disorder.
Yes.
So that's what I thought. But
When did
after
that
you
come
pointed
up?
it out, and I was like, but they've always wrote like that from what I remember. So maybe sometime you'd be comfortable enough to come on and talk about that. That would be
Okay. My apologies. I was spacing what we were talking about. DID. Okay. That would be, yeah. Okay. Not a triad, but DID. I am equally curious.
Yes. So you are more than welcome to come on. Just let us know and we'll get a hold of you, or you can get a hold of us. My email is down in the description below. And it's pretty simple, the Shamrock Pixie at gmail.com. If you're interested in coming on and talking about that, because that would be very interesting to learn about. I know a couple people with it, but I know that
You do.
mhm.
I've only seen things on TV, like.
Yep. And it's not my place to say who they are. But I will try to reach out to them as well. And maybe we can, have different people come on and talk about that.
It makes me wonder if I've ever known anyone with it. I've, worked with some pretty psychotic coworkers in the past. Not saying that people with DID are psychotic, but just thinking of, moody people. I don't know.
Dwayne is defending himself. He's like, yeah, we are good parents. Really, we are.
When my kids tell me now about stories that they'll share with their friends as adults, as to my parenting skills, I don't get the greatest of reviews. I never said I could be trusted with children. I laugh at about anything, whether it be immature or my children as teenagers thinking the world's falling apart, and not laughing at them, but just finding the lighter side of it. So, yeah. Hey, I was just saying my children survived my parenting.
Melissa's actually heading out tonight. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah.
It was amazing to see you again. It's been a long time. Have a beautiful rest of your evening. Have an awesome and blessed rest of your week. And again, thank you for stopping by. The Comfortable Life said, our body is male, wife female, 7 kids, 15 grandchildren, and 4 great grandchildren. We are a DID system.
Hey, as long as you figured it out, I've heard that's the trick, is like it never goes away. But if you can figure out, like, I heard about someone who, it's like one person was assigned for driving, whereas another person was assigned for, something else. But like that's how you learn how to function, I guess. The glare's coming up on my glasses with the sun going down there.
So Dwayne said she couldn't be trusted with children. Obviously, she couldn't even be trusted with using a condom.
Hey, that was the first one, okay?
Oh boy, Dwayne, you're gonna get yourself sleeping on the couch, man. I'm telling you.
He was there for 2 of them.
Couch tonight, there, buddy. Couch tonight. All right, so we have been on for an hour. Need to head out. Again, thank you everybody for joining us again tonight. There will be some changes. And again, if you have any suggestions, put them down in the comments below after the live once the comments are open. If you need to contact or are interested in coming on, my email is down below. the Shamrock Pixie at gmail.com, or you can get a hold of Heather if you know Heather's information. I don't think I have an email for you. Dwayne, do you guys have an email that you can share? Hey, Darlene. Hey, Ma. How you doing?
Hey, it's been
A very long
forever.
time. That's Norgus R. How are you doing? Oh, you can't sleep right now. Uh-oh. Not good, not good. Dwayne says, oh, now you show up, Norgus. But again,
Did Dwayne put my email in there?
yeah, I'm waiting for that. And then I'll have to have you send me your email so I can put it down in the description too. I don't think it's in there.
I don't check my email very often.
Or if there's an email that they can. Okay,
Yeah.
he put his in.
Okay, Dwayne
Dwayne is
checked his.
also. He's also, you can get a hold of both him and Dwayne at this. Heather and Dwayne at this email that he put in the chat. Both of them are awesome. If you have any questions, suggestions, you can also get a hold of Tommy at thebargaineffect@gmail.com, because sometimes I forget to check my emails as well, depending on how busy, but he's always checking his. Again, I hope you all have a wonderful evening tonight. Have a beautiful week. We're going to get together, discuss some stuff, and always remember, in this family, no one fights alone. You are worth it. You are loved, and we're here for you. Did you want to say anything before we head out, Heather?
For everyone to have a great summer. We're gonna do pop-up shows, like a pop-up. What was the rage dances? What? Oh
Right?
no, my age is showing again. I know that those used to happen.
Oh, the raves.
Rave. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. My words are all gone.
That's all right. Again, have a beautiful night. We'll see you again soon. Much love, and we will see you next time. And now I got to get this over here because, of course,
Got to figure that out.
telling you, it's been a bit. All right. Have a good night, everybody.